All right, good evening, people of the live stream. I'm Sparkles, and I will be announcing the rest of this game for you. Up until now, we have a score of 56 points for Brussels and 17 points for Golden City Rollers. Currently, we are going into a team timeout for Golden City. Brussels has been very dominant this game, already racking up quite some points. So this is a really smart timeout to really get everybody together and come up with a new strategy of how they are going to play this game. Of course, Golden City already played so many games this weekend. They played Aalborg, they played Paris B, they played the Death Row Honeys from Rotterdam, and this morning they played the Dam City Dolls from Utrecht. Now they are playing their last game from this tour in Europe against Brussels Roller Derby. We really should applaud these skaters for their endurance. It's very insane that they are still so explosive on the track and doing a very great job right now. The point differential, it's a bit big, but anything can still happen. So we will see how these next few jams are gonna go. Both jammers from both teams are making it out of the pack rather quickly in this game. It's just a matter of who is quicker and who picks up lead, who gets to control the game. So right now we have number 213 Insane jamming for Brussels and number 94 BB Skate for Golden City. One blocker from Brussels in the box. We have 213 Insane pushing at the front but gets bumped out there. 9-4 picking up a penalty that is a cut track penalty on BB Skate. So this is now a power jam for Insane, who picked up lead jammer status right now, coming in for her first scoring pass. Offense being done by Brussels. Not immediately effective as the Golden City wall reforms around her. Insane, still 2-2 beats. That is Sam I Slam and number 1111 Catalyst in the front there. But they are being pushed out of play and will have to let Insane go. 4 points on the board for Brussels. BB Skate now back on track, joining the action, meeting up with the pivot there. That's Latana. Big hits there as 4 more points are being picked up by Insane in the meantime. BB Skate with a really big hit there on Latana. Makes it out of the pack, completing her initial pass. Insane now coming in for another scoring pass. And of course, being lead jammer has the ability to call off the jam before BB Skate could score any points. More points being picked up there. That's 3 more points for Brussels. 11 points scored in total on that jam, bringing the score to 67 points for Brussels against 17 for Golden City Rollers. Moving on to the next jam here, we have So What on the jammer line for Brussels against number 6 Grimjow for Golden City. One blocker again in the penalty box for Brussels. Lead declared to So What. However, she gets reabsorbed in the pack and actually takes her cover off, probably not knowing that she was the one who was awarded lead jammer status. So this will now be a 2-minute jam. That's tough news to get as a jammer, to realize that mid-jam that you cannot stop it anymore. So what now with the cover still in hand? Grimjow at the back being recycled by number 5-1. That's Rosewell, the pivot of Brussels. Tries to take the outside again there in the back, going back and forth from in and out. Meanwhile, So What up against the tripod from Golden City. Really strong defense here. I mean, So What did pick up lead at the start, but got reabsorbed. And now both jammers are stuck in that initial pass. Really not any leeway being given by the blockers. Grimjow at the back, stuck behind Bomb Raider. And a star pass, or a star stash rather, for So What, and it works. The confusion on whether or not the pivot was the jammer was enough confusion for So What to complete that initial, not as a lead jammer, but now in scoring position. Grimjow still fighting to get that initial pass done. That defense of Brussels, really solid tripod formation. So What now coming in for a scoring pass with a shoulder juke. Wasn't quite successful. And it looks like a multiplayer has been called on So What. So this is now a power jam for Golden City. Usually multiplayers from the jammer happens when they try to take a whip, but then create an impenetrable link for the blocker of the opposing team. And that's what we could see happening here on the outside. So Gem comes to its natural conclusion, 0-0, or 1 point rather, scored by So What still at the end in her first scoring pass before she picked up that penalty. That's a lot of effort, 2 minutes for only 1 point. And a power start for Golden City Rollers. This might be what they need to pick up some more points and close in on that score differential. But first, we are going to have an official timeout. I see a skater here pointing to the track. That's a piece of tape that needs to be fixed. The track needs to be fixed right now. Luckily, we have lovely volunteers making that happen as quickly as possible so we can continue with the game. And I also see that in addition to the Brussels jammer being in the box, we also have one of their blockers in the box right now. A lot of cheering here for Golden City to hype them up for this power start. The jammer who will take on this power start for Golden City will be Slamela Anderson. Very successful jammer in the previous game with a lot of speed and a very agile, fancy footwork. So we'll see if that will be enough to pick up points here in this power start. We are moving on to the 5 seconds right now. You can see Brussels in the front and the Golden City blockers going 2-2 on the in and the outside. However, Brussels is not going to make it easy for Slamela Anderson to pass, as being hit out and recycled, but the blocker who recycled her got a penalty, so she can re-enter. And lead jammer status for Slamela Anderson. This is what Golden City needs right now. Penalty box very full with Brussels players. The jammer now being released with star in hand. One blocker also returning, but still 2 Brussels blockers in the penalty box. Slamela Anderson looking at her coach. Her coach says run it, especially because So What is still in her initial pass. And more points picked up here by Slamela Anderson. She is on 8 points right now. So What making it out of the pack on her initial pass. Let's see what Slamela is gonna do with So What half a track behind her. Slamela Anderson hits the pack and calls it off before So What could score any points. 2 more points picked up there by Slamela, bringing the total score of this jam to 10 points. And the total score of the game now 68 points for Brussels, 27 points for Golden City Rollers, closing in on that lead just a little bit. For this next jam, let's see who we have on the jammer line. That is 404, Skater Not Found for Brussels, and 001, Bug Off for Golden City Rollers. And we hear the whistle, a multiplayer being called on the pivot for Brussels, and Bug Off making a good use of that, picking up lead jammer status right now, while Skater 404 still in the pack with the cover in hand. Bug Off now coming in for a scoring pass, pushing up against the tripod in the front. Skater Not Found with a star stash also making it out, and there's some little jammer on jammer action. Both jammers landing a hit on each other. Bug off in the front with a twirl. A really big fall, but still time to call off that jam. 8 points scored in total for Golden City Rollers there, and 4 points did have been picked up by Brussels in that last. Skater not found coming in with speed, managing to steal some points, but this is still a win for Golden City Rollers. Now we have Veski Portalis for Brussels and BB Skate for Golden City. And Veski Portalis makes it out, picking up lead jammer status. BB Skate in the front. And now Veski Portalis coming in for her first scoring pass. And that was actually a cut track penalty on BB Skate. So this is now a power jam for Veski Portalis. And you can see the offense coming in from Brussels, freeing her to pick up 4 points. She will now come in for her second scoring pass. You can see the Golden City tripod being ready, but also the Brussels offense going in, being very effective right now. Veski Portalis picking up 4 more points. The jammer BB Skate returned to track with an open lane there on the inside, gets by with ease for that initial pass. So Veski Portalis decides to pick up 4 more points and call off the jam before BB Skate can pick up any. 12-point jam there, big jam for Brussels, taking back control in this last jam. 84 points for Brussels right now, 35 points for the Golden City Rollers. It's a differential that's, it shows that Brussels have been in control for this first half, but still anything can happen. It's not too big of a differential, actually. And we have a timeout for Brussels, giving everybody some time to reset.
But of course, Brussels put up a very good fight. It was a very exciting game to watch. So for the next question, this question is easy because it has easy points on both sides. But for any team announcing, there's still much way to go.
It's really fun to see Golden City play so many different teams. I feel like every team that they played has a very different style, and it's been fun to watch how they've been adapting to each of these teams, how they change their play style a little bit for every team that they face on track. I think it really comes down to having a solid defense, and when they stay together, they really hold the opposing jammer for a long time. But when they get broken up by the offense, that's when you can see the opposing team really racking in a lot of points. So for this next jam, we have Slamela Anderson for Golden City, and we have Insane for Brussels. Looks like there's one Golden City player in the penalty box, that is the pivot. Still, they are not making it easy for Insane to pass. Slamela pushing at the front against the tripods. Insane finding room on the insides after shrugging off a hit from Defibrillator. Lead jammer status goes to Brussels right now. Slamela Anderson having a hard time getting past this blocker formation, but of course, just as I say that, she makes it out of her initial pass. Insane on a scoring pass. Gets instructions from the bench to call off the jam and does so before Slamela can pick up any. 4 points scored in that jam. Now we have So What lining up for Brussels as a jammer and Grimjow for Golden City. All the blockers are on the track right now, so 4 against 4. And we'll see how this one plays out. Brussels in the back, Golden City at the front. Both jammers pushing at the back. And so what actually helping her blockers to block Grimjow. Really smart and really good awareness there. Grimjow at the front, but Sowat actually with a move managing to stay in bounds, but gets hit there by Sam Ice Slam. And that gives Grimjow time to pass that Brussels wall, but a high block actually. A high block for Grimjow, but also a penalty for So What. So both jammers receiving a penalty. This will be a 2-minute jam. So What sat first in the penalty box, so gets to return first. Grimjow now also being released. Big hit out and recycled there by number 666 from Golden City. That's Diablo. And Grimjow actually the first one making it out there on her initial pass. More whistles being heard here, penalties happening in this jam. So what also now making it out on her initial. So both jammers are in scoring position right now. Grimjow stuck behind number 1-2, Kao. And now being recycled by Aristotle. They really are not making it easy, just as the Golden City wall is not making it easy for Sowa to make a lot of progress. She's really stuck in that wall right now. Grimjow also stuck behind that Brussels wall, tiptoes on the inside and stays in bounds actually. Very impressive move there on the toe stops in that corner. Picks up 4 points. And there's still 8 seconds left in this jam. So if she is quick enough, she can still score some more points. So what being recycled there? That was by number 4-4, Susie Quattro. What a jam. 3 points scored in total by Brussels and 6 points actually scored by Golden City Rollers. So Golden City comes out on top in this jam. 91 points for Brussels on the scoreboard, 41 for Golden City Rollers, a 50-point differential. It's a lead, it's a comfortable lead, but not too comfortable actually. It can still go either way. Now we have BB Skate against Skater Not Found. Skater Not Found in the back. And number 9-4 in the front. A penalty being called on the pivot from Brussels, freeing up some space, but a big hit there by Bomb Raider. However, still BB Skate managing to re-enter quick enough and pick up lead jammer status. We have Skater Not Found still in the back. An apex attempt by BB Skate, and it's successful. 4 points picked up by BB Skate. Skater Not Found now completing her initial about a quarter lap behind. So BB Skate's gonna try to pick up some quick points. 4 more points picked up by Golden City in that jam, 8 points total, and 2 points stolen by Skater Not Found for Brussels. Next up, we will have Bogov against Westqui Portalich. And the jam is on. One skater in the penalty box for Brussels. So back advantage for Golden City. A tiptoe on the inside by Bogov. She stays in bounds, dodges blockers left and right, and picks up lead jammer status. Westqui Portalich also completing her initial right behind. Both of these jammers are very fast. Back is speeding up. Golden City in the back though. And Bogov in the front. Actually, it did still work out in their favor as Golden City picks up the full 4 points in that jam and held Brussels scoreless. Even though when we're speeding up the pack, it's also important to stay together. So Golden City decided to not keep running and actually make a wall, and it worked out in their favor, even though they were at the back in that last jam. Next up, we have Insane jamming against Slamela Anderson. Empty penalty box right now. We have Insane in the back, Slamela at the front, but it's And it's Slamela Anderson right here with the lead. She is going crazy, hyping up the crowd, and a star pass from Brussels going to number 5-1. That's Rosewell. Slamela in the pack. There's a big pile up there. Picking up 4 points and calling it off, keeping Brussels scoreless again. We can really see a momentum shift happening here for Golden City as the score is now 93 points for Brussels, 57 points for Golden City. I'm not really good at math, but I think that's like a 36 point differential. So very attainable. Next up, number 6, Grimjow, picking up another lead for Golden City. They've been picking up a lot of leads here in the past 10 minutes of this game. Skater not found, jamming for Brussels, still stuck in the back with star in hand. As Grimjow comes in for a scoring pass. We have another star pass from Brussels, this time to Latana. Grimjow picking up the full 4 points and decides to call off the jam, bringing their score now to 61 points against 93 for Brussels. But I do see the ref signaling to Grimjow for a high block at the end of that jam. So next half, we will start with a power start for Brussels. I wonder what that will do for the momentum that Golden City has been building up right now, if that will change anything. Or if they're just so determined right now to win this, where a player makes a lot of penalties in the first half and then absolutely zero in the second half. So let's hope for that. Right now, we are setting up again for the power start that we were talking about earlier. Of course, Grimjow picked up a high block penalty in that last jam of the first period. So we'll have to start in the penalty box. Also, in addition to that, there's one blocker from Golden City in the box. So for jammer Vesqui Portalis, she will start on a power start, actually with a 4-3 pack advantage. Beautiful offense there by Brussels. They had players on the outside, players on the in, squeezing in that Golden City wall. Very effective as Vesqui Portalis picks up quick leads. Now for the second pass, they use a very similar tactic. First, they do this kind of offense to the outside, and if that doesn't work, then the offense from the inside will hit. So it's a double offense, and it has been working pretty well. But for the second scoring pass, of course, the jammer is returning to the track from Golden City, so they couldn't do it again. So now it is a little bit harder for Vesqui Portalis to pass, but she still makes it work, picking up 4 more points, now on 8 points, coming back for more. As Grimjow is in the back of the pack with star in hand, actually. Now with a star stash, she makes it out of her initial pass. Vesqui Portalis, of course, being in her third scoring pass, calls off the jam before Grimjow can score any points. Full 4 points picked up in that last scoring pass as well. So 12 points scored in total by Brussels. A big first jam right now in this second period for Brussels, establishing dominance right away. Score now 105 points for Brussels, 61 for Golden City Rollers. Next up, we have BB Skate against Insane. Insane at the front, taking a tumble there. Now BB Skate actually at the front against that full defense of Brussels. Insane managing to stay in bounds and shrug off a hit. Picking up lead jammer status as BB Skate still had to get past 2 Brussels blockers in the front there and got reabsorbed. Now still having to face a full-on tripod as Insane comes in for her first scoring pass. The wall of Golden City kind of getting scattered there by the strength of Insane. They have to let her go to maintain pack. 4 points picked up by Insane, and she's now coming back for more. BB Skate now has the cover in her hand. Gets bumped out there by number 8-5, Aristotle. and recycled. And it seems like we will call off this jam early because we had a down skater. She took some time getting up, so it got caught off just to be sure, but she got up on her own accord. That's always a good sign. Sometimes some hits will just knock the wind right out of you, and it's hard to get up immediately. Of course, because the jam did get called off for injury, even though she got up fairly quickly, she will have to sit out 3 jams just to make sure that she's okay. Because sometimes when you have that initial hit and fall, you're still so full of adrenaline, you think you're fine, but it is very important to sit those 3 jams so you can really check in with your body and see if you're actually okay. And then if she is okay, she can just return to the game like nothing happened, actually. But for now, we are going to go to the next jam. On the line, we have So What jamming for Brussels and Slamela Anderson jamming for Golden City. One blocker from Brussels in the penalty box, that is their pivot, Latana. So there is actually a pack advantage for Golden City. However, So What, a very strong jammer. Slamela Anderson at the front. One to beat and picks up lead jammer status. So What still behind that wall, now getting some offense from Latana, who got out of the penalty box, and that helps her to complete her initial pass. Slamela Anderson on a scoring pass with some beautiful offense there from Golden City, clearing up the entire inner corner. 4 points picked up by Golden City, 0 for Brussels, bringing the score to 112 points for Brussels, 65 points for Golden City Rollers. Next up, we have Bug Off jamming for Golden City and Skater Not Found for Brussels. 2 Brussels blockers in the box for and 1 Golden City blocker in the box. We see that Skater Not Found as a jammer is also helping to block and help with the defense in time so that Bomb Raider can escape from the penalty box and join the defense. That was actually a really smart move, and Skater Not Found still manages to pick up leads. Bug Off now getting out of her initial. Skater Not Found completing a scoring pass on the outside and calls it off before Bug Off can score any.
Point score 65 points for Golden City Rollers and 60 points for Brussels.
So for our next matchup, we have Fesqui Potalish and Grimjow. Also seems like we have a slight back advantage for Golden City again. 4 for Golden City, 3 blockers for Brussels. Let's see how this plays out. We have Grimjow at the front, shrugging off a hit from Mad Drow and picking up lead jammer status. Then we have Vesqui Portalish also escaping the pack, completing her initial. Both jammers now in scoring position. Grimjow hits the wall, picks up a few points, and calls it off. That is 3 points for Golden City, 0 for Brussels. And in the second half, you can kind of see this pattern of difference in lead. So first Brussels picks up lead, then Golden City picks up a lead, then Brussels again, then Golden City. So it's going a little bit back and forth. Of course, Brussels already having an advantage in the score. So if Golden City wants to catch up, they will need more of those leads. Currently, we have BB Skate against Insane, and Insane from Brussels is actually the one picking up leads as Bugov gets bumped out and recycled by Latana. Latana, not the one who gave the hit, but very cleverly bridging backwards because she was in front of Bugov when that bump out happened. So, very smart move. Insane now on a scoring pass. And we have BB Skates with the star in hand, actually getting bumped to the outside, struggling, struggling to get back up. So this gem will get called. Not completely sure if it's for. It is for an injury, so we will check up on the skater. Not the first time that it happens, and it's not weird when you think about it. I mean, these players from Golden City have played many, many, many games these past few days. Also traveled a lot, so that's a lot on a person. You know, these games, they're very high level, hard hitting, so it takes a toll on the body. Of course, we're all very tough as derby players. That doesn't that sometimes hits land kind of in a weird way, and you need some time to kind of check and see if your body is okay before you can return to the track and play more roller derby. So because of that, we are now in an official timeout while the skater is being tended to. Score right now 120 points for Brussels since they played scored 4 points in that last jam before it got called off, and 68 points for the Golden City Rollers. Brussels kind of running away with their lead a little bit, but still very attainable differential for the Golden City Rollers to make up for, because we still have 23 minutes and 23 seconds in this second half, actually. Looking at the penalty box, we have a skater apiece in the box for both teams. So we will start with a 3-3 blocker formation on the track. It's still very hard to believe for me that after this game, this whole weekend of Derby will be over. Yesterday was also present at the Rotterdam event, hosted by the Rotterdam Death Row Honeys. Of course, there was also the lovely stream by Glitchcraft there, so you can watch those games actually if you missed them. I know also yesterday a lot of people were on the stream as well to support all these teams and watch some awesome roller derby. Also, a lot of people in the crowd today and yesterday. I think most people are very excited to see a Golden City play because they came from so far to play games here for the rankings. And I think that's very amazing to do a tour like that, where in such a short period of time you play so much derby. That must feel, on one hand, amazing, but on the other hand, also just so hefty on the body. Just after playing 2 games, I already feel like I've been run over by a big truck the next day. So I can only imagine how these skaters must feel. But it's also worth it when you see right now, also during this timeout, the skaters are all smiling. Everybody's having fun with each other. We're all talking to each other. The vibes on the track, they're very nice. It looks very good, and we can actually see that skater BB Skate is standing. She's walking with the coach back to the bench. Skates, however, have been removed. So I think it's better to, this way to just remove the skates to be safe. Must have been a very hard fall or just a weird movement. Oftentimes, these kind of injuries just happen when you make a weird move. And she is getting a lot of love from her team right now, rightfully so. She played this amazing games this past few days, being a high rotation jammer for the Golden City Rollers, doing the work. And now it will be up to Slamela Anderson to take on this next jam as we continue the game. And so what for Brussels? Taking the star for Brussels. And Slamela is pushing at the front very explosively. Meanwhile, so what? Also a very explosive jammer. trucks off a hit from Susie Quattro and picks up lead jammer status as Lamela Anderson already has cover in hand, finds space on the inside, and makes it out of her initial pass.
According to roller standards, very quickly.
So what now coming in for a scoring pass?
The speed
Runs through the back
of
and calls off the jam,
exactly
picking up the full 4 points in that jam, keeping Golden City Rollers scoreless. Next up, we have Bug Off against Skater Not Found. We have one player for Golden City in the penalty box. So 4-3 pack advantage for Brussels. Brussels lining up on the jammer line. We have Golden City in front. And Skater Not Found kind of weaving through that tripod, breaking it open, going for the links, but being met by their pivot. That's Iron Tyrants. So Bug Off at the front, weaves through, but not lead jammer. Probably due to a no pass, no penalty. And it looks like Skater Not Found took off her helmet cover, so there is no lead. And beautiful quick apex jump from Bug Off. Her bench telling her to call it, but she's signaling, I am not lead. So they will need to keep going. Both teams are scoring. We have 4 on the board for either team and a beautiful spin by Bug Off. I've been watching her all weekend and her footwork is insane. She can spin, she can go for the lines, and she's also really strong. So very all-round jammer. Skater Not Found stuck behind the tripod right now, but Bug Off also being recycled there by Peroxida. Still manages to break through, picking up 4 more points. So we have 12 points on the board for Golden City Rollers, 4 on the board for Brussels, as Skater Not Found stuck behind that Golden City defense. And beautiful moves again by Bug Offs, just so quick with changing the momentum so that the Brussels blockers really could not tell where she was gonna go. Now with a dip, ducking under the hips of the opposing teams, picking up 4 more points. A star pass has actually been done to Latana from Brussels. So some fresh legs for this long jam. And this jam comes to its natural conclusion. Really big jam for Golden City Rollers. Actually, 20 points picked up there in that jam. 9 points picked up for Brussels. So this was a really good jam for Golden City Rollers. Score is now 133 points for Brussels, 88 points for Golden City. The whole second half, there kind of has been this a lead of about 50 points, a little less, a little more, and that's still all very attainable. Now we see some refs going to the scoreboard, so maybe something will change with the points that have been awarded. They will just make sure that everything is accurate. We see them deliberating. Not sure what the outcome will be, but I do know that for this next jam, we'll have Grimjaw for Golden City jamming against Vesqui Portalis for Brussels. We also have the pivot from Golden City starting from the penalty box. So it's a pack advantage for Brussels. And as it looks like now, it looks like Brussels is setting up on the jammer line and Golden City is taking the front. But of course, people who watch a lot of Derby know that anything can happen in those 30 seconds of jam starts. All right, so it actually turned out that that was not a 20-point jam for Golden City Rollers, rather a 16-point jam. Seems like the jammer ref was very excited, or the scorekeeper rather, very excited to give those points to Golden City because we know they need them. But 16-point jam still very impressive. That's a lot of passes. Next up, we have Vesqui Portalis in the front, Grimjow at the back, and penalty direction being called to Suzy Quattro, freeing up space for Vesqui Portalis to pick up leads. Grimjow at the front, almost making it out, but meeting up with Bomb Raider. Very solid blocker for Brussels. Now, Vesqui Portalis picking up 4 points and coming in for more. As it seems there's been a very smooth star pass there. We had Iron Tyrant coming out of the penalty box and in one swoop just taking the cover from her jammer, fooling all the Brussels blockers and completing her initial very quickly. Jam did get called off before Golden City could score any points though. 8 points picked up there by Brussels. Score now being 141 points against 84 points. And a team timeout has been called by Brussels. 18 minutes and 28 seconds left on the board. I could try and attempt to calculate this point differential. Seems like that's 57 points. Maybe, maybe not. I tried. Math is not my strong suit, but it's a relatively big point differential. Still, a lot of things could happen. It's not impossible. I just got my picture taken. How lovely. Um, like I said, anything can still happen. 18 minutes is still enough time to make up for it. But the thing is, the defense from Brussels is really solid. And also, the offense that they give for their jammers is strong. So they're very good at getting their jammers out and at maintaining the other jammer. But the jammers from Golden City are so strong, so agile, and such a joy to watch. I've been really enjoying watching them. Next up, we have Slamela Anderson against Insane. Jam start on the pivot line actually, so both jammers got a bit of a run up. We have Slamela at the front, but Insane, really strong jammer, very good at pushing. So pushes through that wall and picks up lead jammer status. Now Slamela also making it out of her initial, about half a lap behind, trying to put pressure on Insane to call it off as quickly as possible. And just at the end of the jam there, also a penalty assessed to a Brussels blocker. And as I look to the penalty box, I see that it's full. So Skater has to remain on track. 2 Brussels blockers are already sitting in the penalty box. So number 7 Matra will have to stay on track. And there's a little bit of confusion because she wanted to take the pivot cover, but she has to stay in the same position as she was last jam because she still needs to report to the box. So now we have Bug Off against So What, and with only 2 Brussels blockers on track, it makes it easier for Bug Off to pick up leads. So What, however, about half a track behind, putting pressure on Bug Off, but now only 1 blocker for Brussels on the track. So Bug Off passed that 1 blocker and earned 4 points, and that must feel amazing as a jammer to just pass 1 hip and get a full 4. Calling it off as well. I do see that one of the blockers that was in the penalty box has been released, so there's 2 Brussels blockers in the box right now. Four blockers for Golden Cities for 2-pack advantage. We have Grimjow up against Skater Not Found. Skater Not Found doing this thing again where she helps with the defense. That is very smart. Just to get some time off of that clock and get her blockers on the track again, and it pays off yet again. Gator Not Found now lead again, while Grimjow is still stuck in the pack, even though they started with a pack advantage. 4 more points picked up by Skater Not Found, and Grimjow now out of her initial pass. Skater Not Found is going to try to pick up some more, and with speed, weaving through the Golden City wall, picking up the full 4 points and calling it off before Grimjow can score any. 8 points picked up there by Brussels. Really amazing work by Brussels. They started with 2 blockers in the box and still managed to have an 8-0 jam. That's very impressive. 151 points for Brussels, 88 points for Golden City. We have Slamla Anderson up against Vesqui Portalis. And it is interesting to see the matchups change now. Obviously, there was an injury from one of the Golden City Jammers. So they now have a 3 rotation, and Brussels still having a 4 rotation. So the matchups will change. Right now, Slamla Anderson came up on top of the jam. But Vesqui Portalis was right on her heels, and as the Golden City wall was actually in the back, it gave Slamla Anderson no choice but to call off the jam there. So it's 0-0 on the boards for both teams. Next up, we have Insane jamming for Brussels, Bug Off jamming for Golden City, 4-4 on the track. Golden City in the front, Brussels in the back. We've seen that a lot this game. Not a lot of switching with who takes the front and who takes the back. Golden City has been pretty consistently taking the front, and Brussels has been pretty solid taking the back. We have Insane pushing at the front, Slamala meeting up with the pivot of Brussels. That is number 51, Rosewell, with a huge hit and drawback. Very nice work. And Insane again with that pushing power, just pushing the blockers from Golden City out of play one by one until they have to let her go. Lead jammer status for Insane. Bogoff still in the back now with helmet cover in hand, gets recycled again by Rosewell. Really having Bogoff's number in this game and recycling her many times. Insane picks up 4 points, comes back for more as Bogoff stuck behind the tripod that's really starting to solidify. Now a penalty being called on one of the Brussels blockers, so maybe that is what Bogoff needs to free up some space. And 4 more points picked up by Insane. Bogoff tries to leap over the wall, but met up with Rosewell's hips and got bumped out. She thought she was still in, so this is a cut track penalty for her. Power jam now for Insane, who seems to be a little bit fatigued by that already big jam. Luckily, the offense from Brussels so solid that they freed up that inside lane for her so she can get by without too much of an effort. 12 points scored there in that jam for Brussels, and you can really see Brussels is taking control of this game. They are increasing their lead. 163 points right now for Brussels, 88 points for Golden City Rollers. We still have 12 minutes and 12 seconds on the board left in this game. And that will conclude this lovely day of roller derby here in the Disaster Dome in Utrecht. We have a timeout right now. Seems like Golden City is really using this timeout, as you might be able to hear, to hype each other up by doing their yell, by really pushing out that last bit of energy that they have left after this tour that they did through Europe. And just like that, this timeout has come to an end. We have So What on the jammer line, and actually Bug Off in the penalty box. So they made a penalty at the end of that jam. One Brussels blocker in the box. So this is a power start with 3 Brussels blockers up against 4 Golden City blockers. And they are coming in for that offense. Again, they send one person to do offense on the outside, then they open up the inside. However, the wall of Golden City being really solid, now they attempt to hold a goat. Uh, that would be Defibrillator, but she's a strong blocker. Tries to push to the front. However, picks up a forearm for that effort, but Bogov coming out of the box. Maybe the Brussels blockers weren't as prepared for that because she picks up lead. However, already a successful star pass has been done to Latana as Bogov is in her scoring pass, but now so is the pivot turn jammer here. And it's actually Latana who gets out first with the 4 points. Let's see. And Golden City actually only picking up 3 points. So this is a steal from Brussels. Very well done there. I think they might have underestimated the speed of Latana, who is the pivot, but also just such a fast skater. 167 points for Brussels, 91 points for Golden City Rollers. 10 minutes left on the clock. It would be great if they could hit that 100-point mark, so we'll see. We have Skater Not Found against Slamela Anderson, who tries to escape on the outside, meets up there with Rose Well, has to reset. Skater Not Found now in the front, pushing hard against that Golden City defense. Gets bumped out by Sam I Slam, who picks up a forearm for that effort. So now only 3 Golden City blockers on the track. A bridge being made by Defibrillator so her teammates can block for the long as possible. However, Skater Not Found, very strong, keeps pushing with patience and picks up lead jammer status. Lamela Anderson still stuck in the pack. Tries to escape on the outside but gets bumped out. At the same time, Skater Not Found gets bumped out. Is able to get back in and pick up 4 points, however. Now coming in for a second scoring pass as Slamela Anderson still stuck behind that Brussels defense. But a penalty being called, it kind of looks like an illegal contact penalty on Skater Not Found, but don't quote me on that. However, it is a power jam for Slamela Anderson, who just gets bumped around and recycled. Now taking a very long route to re-enter, actually taking the wrong route to re-enter and picking up a cut track penalty. So we will now swap out the jammers. This could very well be an error made just in fatigue. I think everybody is a little bit tired. And when you're tired, your brain doesn't fully function, especially when you're having a really, really hard jam and it's hard to pass that defense. Sometimes you can't really see anymore where you exactly have to re-enter. So 4 points scored by Brussels, 0 by Golden City Rollers. And now we will have a power start. Slamela Anderson in the box together with one of her blockers for a 3-pack advantage for Brussels, who are now on a power start, using that same kind of offense where they send one person out on the outside and 3 people on the inside for some sort of train. And it proved to be very effective right now. Ooh, huge hit there. by Bogov, who is now functioning as the pivot. We've seen her, of course, as a jammer before. And Vesqui Portalis still on this power jam with a beautiful move, now completing her first scoring pass, picking up four. This actually being quite a long power jam, so I'm wondering, maybe was it two penalties? Was it only one penalty? Either way, the jammer is now returning to the track with star in hand, coming in hot as Vesqui Portalis picked up 8 points and is coming back for more. Lamela Anderson, having to reset star in hand, tries to go for a star pass, but in the process of doing so, picks up a penalty. She did pass the star, but picked up the penalty before the star pass was complete. So the pivot is not the jammer and will have to skate back to make a pack again. You are, of course, only allowed to skate away from the pack like that when you're a jammer. So if you are not anymore, you have to make sure that you are in play. 12 points scored in that power jam by Vesqui Portalis. 183 points by Brussels. Still 91 points for Golden City Rollers. 6 minutes left on the boards. And another power start right now for Brussels. We have Slamala just still in the penalty box, or like again in the penalty box rather. And seems like the bench crew is deliberating with the team, because I also saw some signaling happening for a possible official review. Yes. And that is what is going to happen right now. We have an official review for Brussels. Maybe I can get some more information on what this is about, and maybe I won't. But I can always let you know at the end of the review if they retained it or not and what happens.
Both skaters will be putting on the jam if they have a right of their bounce. And obviously, you're entitled to be moving with the penalty bar. And I think that is the topic. Yes, we are recording from our homes. We don't record with hands of the equipment. Yes, that counts for us well, especially if you are short and your bars are very tall. So they often tell you what you have to do when you're doing the star pass. Definitely. Um, yes. We've also seen a lot of the teams in the national
So
league
the bench from Brussels is has explained their official review to the refs. The referees are now deliberating. Maybe afterwards I can try to get the attention of a ref to tell me what has happened. In the meantime, we could speculate, but honestly, I would have no idea what they would want out of this official review. They did not use it as just a timeout because the refs are definitely talking about something. They have all of their blockers on the track, so it will not be about getting anybody out of the box from their team. So it will probably be about issuing a penalty or an additional penalty to any of the players from Golden City. So I am very curious about what they want out of this.
So I believe an official review is okay. So we're gonna let you know what happened. But
So Brussels wanted an additional penalty. They wanted a back block penalty on the red jammer for re-entering and making a back block after that penalty, but the no call stands. So Brussels does not retain their official review. And we will get on our way with the power start. We see their signature offense happening again, but this time Golden City is holding firmly on Insane, who has not yet completed her initial. So a really good job of Golden City, but with all that offense coming from every direction, it's only a matter of time before Insane makes use of that and gets lead jammer status. Now coming in for a first scoring pass, Lemela Anderson being released from the box, shoving one of her blockers in the wall, trying to pass but picking up a cut track penalty in the process of that. So another penalty for Slamla Anderson right now, who is picking up quite some penalties in these last few jams. A lot of power jams right now for Brussels, so they can really rake up the points right now. Insane tries to tiptoe on the inside, but it also is just tired. So decides to call it off because when you're tired like that as a jammer, it's very easy to make mistakes and pick up a cut track penalty or anything like that. So rather than keep going when you're really exhausted, it's sometimes better to call it off. And now we will just start with another power start or a little bit of confusion from the bench, trying to field a jammer for Golden City. But of course, Slamela Anderson still in the box. But she has the star in her hand right now. So what? Ready to take on this power start. Four blockers from Brussels on the track. Four blockers from Golden City on the track. The offense is going and it's very successful. Lead jammer status for So What? We can now see Slamela Anderson standing in the box and being released. Let's hope that she can just get through this jam without picking up any penalties. She does complete her initial pass, and she will try to put as much pressure on So What. Trying to pick up some points, not being able to, and 3 points picked up there by Brussels. So a very good job at keeping that power jam to the damage from the power jam to a minimum, actually, and to get out of that penalty box and not get in it again. So now we can continue with the rotation. We have Bogov jamming for Golden City, Skater not found for Brussels. Bogov at the front, tiptoeing on the outside and picks up lead actually. Skater not found. Still hitting that Golden City wall, also out of her initial, but Bogov already in a scoring pass. Beautiful dip on the outsides below the hips of the Brussels blockers. It was beautiful. And the full 4 points have been picked up, bringing the score of Golden City to 95 points. They are so close to that 100-point mark, but there's only 3 minutes left on the board. So this is going to be very exciting. 193 points for Brussels, and we have Pesqui Portalis jamming for Brussels and Grimjow for Golden City. Actually, a pack advantage for Golden City on the track right now, but Vesqui Portalis just slips through the inside right there. You really thought that there was no space, but she doesn't need a lot of space. Grimjow pushing at the front against two Brussels blockers, tiptoeing around them. They are very good at reforming. Meanwhile, Vesqui Portalis picking up 4 points as Grimjow now having to face the entire tripod again. That's that reforming that I was talking about. Every time you think that you're almost there, they will keep going to the front and make a wall again. Vesqui Portalis picking up 4 points, now on 8 points in this jam, coming back for more as Grimjow is still in that initial pass, trying the inside, trying the outside, but gets denied every time. As 12 points has now been picked up by Brussels. They have crossed the 200-point mark, though. And some beautiful offense on that inside for Vesqui Portalis so that she can pick up some more points. The full 16-point jam there. 0 for Golden City. Score now being 209 points for Brussels, 95 points for Golden City. A minute and 21 seconds left in this game. Very hard fought game. With a lot of these games that I've seen Golden City play this weekend, the score does really not reflect what is happening on the track right now. The score differentials from most of these games have been pretty big, but when you look at the action, you see good walls, you see hard hits, big recycles, and you see the jammers just absolutely skating their hearts out as well. And it seems like it has been going quite back and forth, but in general, the main difference is just, I think, also that all the teams that they've played have a lot of game experience. All these teams play a lot of games. They have seasons where they played many, many games in tournaments. And of course, Golden City, they do not get the opportunity to play that many games. But for how little games they have played, they are absolutely amazing. And I'm very impressed. And it's been a joy to watch them here in the Netherlands. We have Insane facing off against Bug Off. Insane pushing with that strength that I've talked to before. And also, because of that strength, such good ability to stay in bounds when she's being hit. So it's not weird that she picks up lead jammer status right now. Bug Off with the cover in hand. Very, very beautiful star pass to Iron Tyrants. But Insane already in a scoring pass will call off that jam before Iron Tyrants could score any points. 2 more points picked up by Brussels, 0 for Golden City. We have around 30 seconds left on the period clock, so this very well could be the last jam of the game. I do see Golden City having their official review left, and Brussels still has a timeout. So if this is a really short jam, they could still have another one. Slamela Anderson with a lot of fire in her, pushing at the front, but so what? Also very explosive in the back. Who's gonna make it out first? Both of these jammers are giving it their all, but it looks like So What escapes first on the outside, picking up lead jammer status. Her teammates are cheering her on. And beautiful move there by Slamela Anderson, who also breaks out of the pack. Slamela putting a lot of pressure on So What, so she will have to call it. There is no more time for another jam right now. The unofficial score right now being 214 points for Brussels, 95 points for the Golden City Rollers. Let's wait until this score becomes finalized, but what a game this was. It looked very, very exhausting for both teams. And as I look around me, I see a lot of happy faces. Hi. And also, I see myself in the little camera. Thanks, Glitch. the team hugging each other. Brussels obviously being very proud of what they achieved today against this team. We see Golden City coming together, giving a pep talk to each other. Also, very nice to see them come together. They must have been so proud of what they did this weekend. Also, the refs just seem to be very happy that they survived another day of Derby. And that is the final score, 214 to 95. It has been a great event here today by the Dom City Dolls. And I've been Sparkles. It has been lovely to announce on the stream today. And I hope everybody has a good evening, and I'll see you all soon.
Let me put the mic volume up a bit. And then we can watch, we can do the hand clapping. Maybe. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. It's a spray, no strain.
Okay, okay.
Not broken.
So sad.
Okay, I'm running. Run.
Everybody's tired. Everyone's tired. Oh, they did very good. They did awesome. Oh yay. Well, that was awesome. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoyed it. I will be ending the stream. And I hope you all have a nice rest of your Sunday. This is my station. Alright. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. I'm going to get out of here and catch you again soon. I think I have another derby stream like after summer, so it will be August or September. And my regular streams this week will probably be Thursday and Friday. And I don't know what I'll be doing yet. Video games. Anyways, see you. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate that. And bye bye.